Hi guys, Julian from Telcotex and eTex Communications here. We've been sent a fault ticket from a carrier to investigate slow ADSL speeds for a customer in Toorak. The customer's only getting about 2.6 megabits at the socket, so we've been sent out to investigate what the issue is. The first thing we found was that the socket was badly terminated. Took the socket apart and had a look at it. We found that the customer had some twist joins inside the socket with insulation tape wrapped around. The socket also had all four wires terminated into the socket. With the telephone services and ADSL, you actually only need two wires that run the service. In this case, the way it was wired up meant that only one wire was actually connected through to the MDF. So basically, the customer was only working on one wire instead of two. So ADSL will actually run even if one wire is disconnected, but usually it's quite slow. So the next thing we do is to look at the MDF and do a speed test at that point to see what sort of speed we get from the incoming line. But looking at this MDF, it's quite old. The screw terminals seem to be fairly corroded, so we'll fix all this up. We'll most likely re-terminate this with gel connectors or solder. You can see that the customer's cable is quite old. After we re-terminate, we'll do another test at the socket and see if there's any speed difference from the MDF to the socket. If there's no difference in speed, then the old cable most likely won't be causing any problems. If there is a speed difference, then the customer will probably need to look at getting a new cable run. So we've connected our test equipment and we can see that we're getting 17.4 megabits at the MDF with attenuation on 11, and I think it was 32 attenuation from the socket. So there's definitely a big difference there. We've also tested the line, the Telstra line. We haven't found any faults on there, so the issue clearly with the customer's cable. So after re-terminating at the MDF, re-terminating the socket correctly, we've done another test at the socket and we're getting 17 megabits at the socket, which is the same as what we were getting at the MDF. So when we arrived, the speed was 2 megabits per second at the socket, and now we're getting 17, which is a good result for the customer. In this case, we charged the customer for the call out, which is $110, but considering the speed increase from 2 megabits to 17, $110 probably isn't a huge outlay to have the issue resolved.